we do have an issue. We have an issue at second base with the White Sox,
nice segue.
and you and I had a discussion about this. Like, really, let's be realistic, and we got into this in the last episode. None of the shortstop free agents are going to move over to second, and asking Anderson to move over to second isn't a good idea. And probably having Mancada move back to second is just a silly idea too. So, what is most likely to happen, since there's not like really free agent second baseman out there anymore, is something the White Sox would love to do, and that would be work out a trade with someone. And
you've got the trade capital to do that. That's why I think there's so much more logic to a trade to fill your second base need than anything else.
And there are 7 I have targeted out of the teams. The 30 teams in 30, right? Are we 30? Yeah, we're 30 teams in baseball. Yeah, 30 teams in baseball. Not 32 yet.
Not yet.
Get there. We're gonna get there though.
We might be talking about that in a couple weeks, actually.
Yeah. So 30 expansion, more money.
More logos, team names. That's the shit I love, and a new aesthetics segment.
Everyone be on the edge of your seats until that announcement occurs. But if you are lacking in your aesthetics, if you're missing it, folks, you could always tune into our football podcast, Limp Ditka's, because Smitty's covered some uniform stuff on there if you're really missing the aesthetics end of it. So tune into that.
You can get the special aesthetics podcast. The segment itself has been broken into a podcast.
Oh,
anywhere you'd like to find a podcast.
Yeah, there you go. So tune in and get all the deets on the hottest clothing items out there, but in uniform wear.
Thank you, but we digress.
Okay. Anyway, so there are teams that have an abundance of middle infielders that happened during the trade fury, the signing fury a few months ago, prior to December 1st. And there's also teams that are looking to probably move some players because they're in final. Jeff McNeil from the Mets. Yeah, I keep doing that. Sorry. Jeff McNeil. So what's going on there? The Mets, after they lost Javi Baez, signed Escobar out of Arizona. He was supposed to, Eduardo Escobar.
That's so strange because he was already on the White Sox. I mean,
just ask Bob. Just ask Bob.
Bob Nightingale. Thank you.
Also, lurking in the shadows, coming off his PED suspension, is Robinson Cano.
Oh, wow. A blast from the past. I forgot about that guy.
We forgot about that. So
yikes.
What are you going to do with Jeff McNeil? He can play multiple positions, but the Mets are pretty loaded up. And they're loaded up with high with costly salaries. Mm-hmm. So
they are.
I think
they've got the highest payroll for 2022 already before they're even done assembling their roster.
Here's the beauty of it, because it's the New York Mets, and I think they can fall into their own trap, and we can get a good deal out of this. Mm-hmm. McNeil's best season was 2019, which was the only season they actually utilized him as an everyday player.
Wow.
His play in the Mets since then has been as a backup utility sort of guy. He's not been an everyday player.
Okay.
So, they say, his power numbers dipped. Well, yeah, he's not getting as many as bats. He only had like 400 and some at bats this past season. I think there's an opportunity there. The Mets could use some pitching. The Sox have some pitching they can trade to them, as well as some prospects to help them refill that need.
The other part of that is,
and McNeil's controllable to 2025.
Oh wow, that sounds good for you guys. The other part of that is that Lindor and McNeil were the ones that had the famous fight over the rat versus raccoon in the dugout. So
right, obviously Lindor's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Lindor has $341 million holding him there in New York for the next 10 plus years, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, obviously that fight was not about rats and raccoons. There's some shit going on there that came to the point where it was rumored that I think they were choking each other or had somebody up against the wall by the neck.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, it's ugly. So there's lots of reasons that the Mets would be motivated to get him out of there potentially. So that's plausible. I like that.
That's a plausible fit. The next is Gene Segura from the Phillies.
Mm.
Now, why is this so wonderful? Well, the Phillies want a closer. We want a second baseman. The money's virtually a wash.
Ooh.
The money is a wash.
Okay.
It's 14.5 to Segura, and I think what was Kimbrel 16 or 17, I think.
16, yeah.
Yeah. And then the plus side for the White Sox is he has a 2023 option for 17. So it's not like you're just getting them for this year and have to worry about signing them. So right now, to me, the two most plausible are coming out of the NL East to the White Sox in a trade scenario.
You'll be dealing with Diamond Dave Dombrowski with the Phillies,
which I feel like we've dealt with Dave in the past. So
nothing comes to mind, but I'm sure they have.
Yeah, nothing. Well, was Dave there for the Mancata trade in Boston? Or was that
that was before?
Okay.
I think
so. That's my number 2. Number 3, maybe not quite as sexy, but very possible, is David Fletcher on the Angels, because the Angels are going to want to try to win while they have Ohtani and hopefully a healthy Mike Trout, and they're in desperate need of pitching. And the White Sox can certainly provide some pitching for them if that's needed. What's great about this for the White Sox is, and why it'd be interesting to see if it could happen, but Fletcher is only in year 2 of a 5-year deal for them, but they have other candidates that can play second base there. He had an off year this past year, so the Angels maybe sort of soured on him a little bit. So that is a possibility. Number 4, we've talked about Gleyber Torres from the Yankees.
Wow.
Word on the street, has been that the Yankees, the minute everything's figured out and everything opens back up, they're going to sign one of these shortstops that are left.
Seems like they should be involved in that sweepstakes, but
at that point, the Yankees have a plethora of middle infielders, and the one they're least, the one they've soured on the most is Gleyber Torres.
Yeah, they've definitely
inconsistent play.
Yeah, they've definitely soured on him. So I've heard that too. So that would be interesting. I would think that would take quite a bit to get him off their hands potentially, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know what it would take. I mean, if everyone believes that they're looking to move them, that immediately, we talked about this about the Kimbrel thing too. If word's out that they want to get rid of a guy, then it kind of devalues it a little bit.
A little, but they don't have to do anything. They're not in a position where they have to move him, so they could just say,
"No,
fine,
yeah, we walk away." Number 5 is your fucking A's, Tony Kemp.
Whoa.
The A's,
the A's are open for business.
The A's are open for business. And what's even more compelling about this to me is how much business are they open to? Because I could see a big package deal here where the Sox fill not only a second base need, but they fill a right field need with Matt Olson.
Wow.
And some huge package that restocks the A's farm system and gives the Sox control over 2 players till 2024.
So you'd be moving Olson from first out to right field?
Yeah, he plays outfield for the A's.
Yeah. Well, he's a first baseman, but
I know. Yeah. Well, we love first baseman anyway.
You do love your first baseman. He would be that would be a blockbuster. That's going to take a lot, though. I mean,
yeah.
What would you be willing to give up for that kind of package?
I mean, you're probably looking at, like, you got to send like a Jake Berger in this package, and maybe some of the more higher ranked pitching prospects,
Gavin Sheets,
like we've done. Well, I mean, yeah, that's the question. Is it Gavin Sheets? Is it Andrew Vaughn? Who is it? So, but
I appreciate you're a White Sox fan that just doesn't say, "I'll give them a bunch of prospects." Nothing that hurts. I mean,
no, I mean,
most people come up with these trade proposals and just say, "Oh, we'll just give them a bunch of prospects and we'll get exactly who we
we'll give
want."
them 10 guys ranked from 50 down.
Yeah.
They'll love it.
Yeah, these trades hurt. I mean, that's why they don't
Yeah.
happen every day. So if you want something good, you're
Well,
gonna have to give up something good back. And
unless you were trading with the Cubs this past offseason, then it didn't
okay,
hurt too bad.
that's true.
Number 6, something that's long been rumored, and he's in the final year of his contract. Whit Merrifield from the Royals. He's $6.5 million deal this year. They've got Bobby Witt Jr., who's they've pegged to be the everyday second baseman there.
Whit Merrifield's the batting champion, isn't he? Or up close to that? I mean, he's been one of the more coveted center infielders in baseball for years, since the Royals have been shitty for so many years now.
But we know how the Royals work, and they're probably not going to pay him the necessary money to keep him. So why not get something for him? Of course, they could just sit on him till the trade deadline too, and do it that way. So possibility, again, I put that at number 6 because it's the same division, and we know that doesn't happen that often. And number 7 is one because this would cost a lot, probably more than the White Sox would be willing to pay, but Ketel Marte from the D-backs. And the reason that would cost a lot is because there's still 2 club options on him. So the Sox essentially are going to get a potential all-star middle infielder.
Yeah.
Can have control over him for the next 3 seasons.
That's what Rick Hahn looks for. I mean, we've seen it over and over again. Team control. That's the kind of deal he likes.
So you're talking like Jake Berger, Stever, probably maybe a Gavin Sheets or Andrew Vaughn. Yeah,
wow.
but that's why I put that one at number 7. But you don't know. You don't know I don't know what the Diamondbacks are totally looking for.
Nope.
And this is on my original list, and then all that madness happened right before the lockout. And originally, I had the Padres pegged as a trade partner because the Padres said they're in desperate need of a closer there.
They've liked trading with you in the past.
Yeah, so
worked out well for them.
It's worked out well for them. So the problem is they traded away Frazier. To the Seattle Mariners. Now the Sox, all us Sox fans were hoping since they had Frazier, we weren't coveting Frazier, we were coveting Jake Cronenworth. Really solid numbers, really very well-rounded hitter, be perfect for exactly what the White Sox need solid defender. The question is, I don't know. I was looking at the Padres. They don't really have options there if they move him. So, how important is it for them to get a top line closer and then have to worry about filling the middle, a key position in the middle infield? But to me, that's not really number 8. That's just like a dark horse possibility. Yeah. So those are my solutions at second base via trade.
There's a lot of options out there. I think any of those makes more sense than going the free agent route and moving, asking a top free agent to stop playing shortstop, as we discussed last week, and just move over to second where he has lower value going forward.
And may suck.
Yeah,
it may not be very good.
You don't move your face of your franchise, Tim Anderson, away from his preferred position. No. Yeah, I like that. Those are all plausible. I think that is the most likely direction for the White Sox.
Yeah, I mean, outside of just giving Kimbrel back to the Cubs and Nick Madrigal coming back over.
Yes,
dare
to dream, White Sox.
Well,
fans.
I just did that for a nice smooth segue for you. So.
Media.